Intro, I'm busy.
I'm Nicole.
And this is Mostly Speaking Sentai.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Fiveman.
Oh, yes, guys like me named James didn't say it's James and whoa. My bud is 12 in dog years, and guys, Marlon Brando is a Muppet. That's obvious, but the real question, the real mystery, who was pulling the strings? I don't know, but you might. Let me know in a 5-star iTunes review over on patreon.com/MLM pod. That's where the reviews are now. Please join. Speaking of people who have joined the cause, you know her, you love her as darling homebody and the co-host of this podcast, it's...
Engaged with Nicolas Cage.
That's usually how Engaged with Nicolas Cage goes. It's Nicole, the Bricks, the darling homebody, Jakis. You got anything to talk about your goddamn week?
I don't know. No?
Nope. I do.
Because there was that thing, but I'm just going to email it to Grifthorse.
Okay, all right.
The Eeb Dweeb.
Yeah, Eebs, dweebs, getting on down while you speaking at the same volume, girl.
And, fingers crossed that they actually read it.
Well, they will. If you send it to Howard, it will not get read. Heating on someone who doesn't listen. Who I respect and want him to respect me back. Please, 5-star iTunes review, guys. Guys, I have a quick story. Last night, Nicole went to bed. I'm reading a book. Won't to describe the book because our guest today, he'll know the book on his podcast that we do together. More information about that in a little bit. I was reading, needed to finish up the chapter, and Socks, while I'm sitting on the couch, Socks lays next to me on like the top of the couch.
Why, James?
And he'll clean himself. And it's very annoying. Sometimes he'll like bite his toenails and I'm like, ugh, stop doing that. It's right in my ear. I finish the chapter. I stand up. I look at him, light still on, and just punching out of him is the first cat boner I have ever seen. And I was like, oh, gross, you've been masturbating right behind me. I think he was trying to make a prank of me and jizz on my back without me noticing.
I think it's a power move.
Probably. Or he was going to like, I don't know, jizz in his mouth and be like, kiss me goodnight.
Ew.
That little freak ass. Yeah. He it was out and about a worm, and I'm like, oh, no.
Oh
and Nicole's like, should I ask? And I say, he's got a boner, Nicole. And yeah, I thought, just like Franklin, I thought our boy was going to be ace, but he's not. I want to, what? Did Franklin ever have a boner? God, give us a sign. Or Satan, wherever Franklin's
he did
at.
get humped a lot.
Oh, yeah, by your dog.
Yeah, the dog.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean he got aroused.
That's true.
Because that's two different things, guys.
Yeah.
Just because I'm humping a table doesn't mean the table starts dripping moisture.
That's true.
Unless I finish, baby.
Accurate.
But moisture is dripping from the table. The table is not dripping it.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I wish tables could arouse. Don't you?
No.
There was once a kid, I think it was my second year of second grade, and there was this weird kid. I was not the weird kid. I was the angry child in elementary. And it was like art class, and this kid was talking to a person he had a crush on who sat at my table. And someone yelled like, oh, dude, quit humping your stool. And like he was like a leg of the table. He was just like, yeah, guys, what's up? And like, I don't think he was intentionally humping the table. Also, this is what Austin Powers did to children, introduce them to the word hump. And I don't like it.
Yeah.
Looking back, children shouldn't have been knowing what humping was.
Yeah.
Or it could have been dogs, like dogs hump each other.
Wait, how old were you?
Second grade.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So, I don't know, 7 years old,
Yeah.
8 years old. Whoa, our
Why
floor
does
is
our
vibrating.
apartment shake?
I think it's because there's construction happening a street down.
It's so strange.
I always think it's the radiators about to blow up the
Oh no.
boiler. That'd be pretty cool. Like if it doesn't do anything to our apartment, but it's like, oh, we don't have heat. That means free rent, bitches. Guaranteed.
Does it?
Yeah. We'd at least get 1 month rent for free. If there was no heat, we just had to use. Yeah, see, our
Not
guest is
worth
shaking yeds. I think it is. We have that.
Space heater?
Yeah.
No.
That, oh my God, then we get to cuddle up next to each other. It'd be the greatest. Okay, guys, I might. What's up? Our guest did the Rockefeller triangle to us. I don't know why.
Because he's part of what?
He's saying wow. I don't know what he is talking about, but we should introduce him.
I was gonna say it's because he's in the Illuminati.
Okay, yeah, you and the Illuminati. I also need to make sure my penis doesn't fall out of these pants because there's a hole in them, and our washing machines
your
were
boner
broken.
just ripped a hole in them.
Boner alert! No, Socks's boner is ripping through things. His tuft of hair near his genitals, because that is his genitals. Speaking of, our guest has genitals, baby, because we know he does. He birthed 2 children into this world. He is the host
Proof.
of the amazingly new podcast, Sweet Child of Time, and I am that sweet child, Steve Barnes.
Hello, friends. How are y'all?
Doing well. I do want to comment. There was something that maybe I'll put it in a blooper. I don't know. But I said mic technique stuff to Steve, and he, in his own words, his way of saying, don't tell me what to do, which is what Nicole says. You are now in the halls, this pantheon of, hey, James is my co-host on a podcast. Thoughts?
Wow.
Questions for Nicole?
Yeah, I have a bunch. First off, I'll explain what the hand motion was. This was something we did back in the 80s before anything was fun. We would do this. We'd go, wow, like W-O-W.
Okay.
Wow, mom. And that's what we would say when something was uninteresting. We would go like this during class, like, wow, mom, whatever.
Wait, so you were doing that about our furnace blowing up?
No, you made a comment that was, it deserved it.
Oh, about hugging Nicole for warmth? I'd say that's wow, just like hell yeah, wow.
To the videotape. You'll see it during editing.
No, what?
Watch the tapes.
No, I don't.
Yeah, go to the tapes.
I don't record the video. It's just audio. You'll hear my hand motions,
Yeah, you can
guys,
hear
and
it.
why I was doing it.
You asked me if I had questions for Nicole. I have many.
Okay.
Oh,
Is James a better record in the evening or morning or afternoon?
For the show that you and I do, anytime that is not late night, because that's when I get real goofy and crazy. Like our latest night record was the one with Dan from Power Playthrough, and I think that's our most nutty episode.
And what time did you start that record?
All of us had woken up around like probably 7 that morning, and we probably started at like 9 p.m.
Ooh, that's about when we're starting our Sweet Child of Time podcast. Aren't we set for we're set for like 7:30 your time, right?
Wait, I thought we were the afternoon, and the backup time was like 7.
Oh, well, we'll rediscuss then. I'd love to do it during the afternoon. That'd be fantastic.
But I would like to say to all the co-hosts of mine, what you should have done is, hey, James, I'll edit the show, and let's do like a more concise, and like I'll spearhead it, because then I'm not a batshit crazy person. I'm very reared in on Sweet Child of Time.
You are, but I do love the fact that, yes, I do the format. I do all the preparation for it. All I ask you to do is just show up, and you show up with the batshitness. And I love it. That's why I got you.
What was I batshit on the first episode about?
I think like within the first minute you were talking about having cum on your hands.
What?
That seems about right.
I don't remember. No, I would not have. Why did I?
I cut it out of the show.
Okay, exactly. So that probably was preamble. And
no, it was during the show. You were introducing yourself.
What? Did I say like I had sticky hands?
Check the tapes.
No, you said that you had you thought you had gotten a girl pregnant, but y'all had not had sex.
Okay.
And it must have been because you had cum on your hands.
Okay, yeah, that's at least it's in context of like the logic of a 14-year-old. It's not like, oh, guys, guess what? I used to be called the Butterfinger Bandit, but now my hands are just sticky because they're covered in cum. Like that's a non sequitur, but it was for a purpose. I wasn't just saying, yeah, guys, my hands are covered in pre-cum because that's how I
My name is
lubricate.
James.
Yeah.
No, that's actually exactly what I like about you is that you're, bringing an interesting energy. Ooh. And, I always have notes right here. I have a page full of notes that I probably won't read one word of because I never know where the conversation is going to go with you. So I'm prepared for that too.
Well, you're supposed to read them. That's what we want on this show. And especially,
Okay, let me start right now.
Okay, what's up? I think, we don't need to really go into any stuff unless you have anything about your week you want to discuss on this show.
Yeah, I had a real interesting week, actually. Started out, me and Heather went and saw live music in Richmond. It was great. Saw Future Projector. You're going to hear some Future Projector on our show later. Yeah, we just sat quietly in the corner and we didn't talk to anybody except for the drummer. So that was our fun night out.
I will say the listeners will hear it. I will not hear it. I'm a co-host now. I don't re-listen to the shows.
You don't listen to them obsessively 5 times?
No, even for this, I listen through it on the edit to cut things out. And then once that's done, I just glaze over to make sure recording is in there and there's no, it sounds fine. And then I release it.
Okay, well, that's something else that I did this week as well that was interesting was, I recorded and edited and released a podcast for the first time.
Yeah.
So that was, it was great. And, I fumbled through it. We didn't have any interruptions, right? I didn't hang up on you at all during the breaks, did I?
No, yeah, it was a smooth sail, no tech dips.
Yeah, you worked through some stuff with me and you still are, and that's great. But I guess what I wanted to say is that, we record the show, then I go back and listen to it, and then I edit it. And then after it's all edited, then I listen to it again before it gets uploaded to Anchor. Then once it's uploaded to Anchor, I listen to it yet again to make sure that they don't fuck anything up. So I'm listening to it 3 times.
I think that will change. I know the first episode of Mostly Speaking Sentai, well, the first 4, because we had those banked. I was re-listening because I was like, oh, it sounds like we're in a dead room and maybe I gated it too much, this and that. So I think once I got all the presets and how things should sound, that it's just put that on, put that on, put that on. All right, start editing, and I used to go through and take out stutters and all of that, but now it's just us and long pauses.
Long pauses are great for editing.
You just cut it, crossfade it. It's good.
It's perfect. We should talk like this the whole time.
Yeah, all right. Nicole, what's your editing prowess?
I don't know what that means.
I don't either.
What is your experience in editing? How much can you flex on that?
0 experience.
You just have recording experience.
In the sense of that I've been recorded, yeah.
No, you used to record on your own the 2 songs that you did.
4 years ago?
No, dude, that's now almost 6.
6 years ago?
That was first apartment here.
2 times?
Ooh, and hey, you could put that on your resume. Fluent in Adobe Cool Edit Pro.
Yeah.
Not even Audition.
She's the talent. She doesn't need to edit anything. She's the talent, so she's all good.
She doesn't even need to be edited.
Yeah, you're the techie.
Uh-huh. And you are
Tech bro.
The lady waltzing the boards, the thespian there for the eyes to daze upon.
And And only Socks is in the audience.
Yeah, because that's our existence, is just screaming to whoever's in the apartment.
Yeah.
I had to, when I was recording the beat breakdown, it was an energetic one. I got done recording it, went outside, and like Socks was just staring at the door. And I was like, I'm so sorry for screaming so much.
That's how I feel all the time when I'm in here. Me and Heather make so much noise in this room.
You guys are like, a boom, dicka, boom, down, beam, beam.
Yeah, that's reining it back into what you asked me 15 minutes ago. You said, what has my week been? Saw a live band, did a podcast, had band practice every day. So that's been my week.
Band practice every day?
We need it every day. It's therapy. Like,
Practice makes perfect.
yeah. We crank out these songs that we enjoy playing. We're not trying to play anything challenging or anything. We're just trying to play stuff that we're like really into and that is fun to play.
Like Bohemian Rhapsody on the accordion.
We did play a crazy little thing called Love by Queen just today, as a matter of fact, but not Bohemian Rhapsody.
I'm glad you clarified it was by Queen, because I was like, I don't know who that's by.
James, you sweet child, I tell you.
I'm a sweet child of time. Oh, I get it's a Wheel of Time podcast, guys. We didn't explain that. Go check it out. I've never seen it. Steve has read all the books, and my only introduction is the 8 episodes on Amazon.
It's a thick series, a thick world, 15 books, and these books aren't 300-page books. They're like, Harry Potter style 900-page books each. His wife edited the books, and she did not do much. I think maybe she took out 1 word per book, perhaps. But yeah, it's a lot to read through. 147 main characters that you get a point of view through, and then 2,000 characters total.
No. That
Yes.
dude's, I know nothing about that dude, but, are you going to say like, when you read a comic book, it shouldn't be a bunch of on the panels?
That's not what I was going to say at all.
Oh, you went,
Yes, you were.
And then you looked at me.
No, I went, because that's a lot of characters.
Okay. Because Nicole has to, in quotes, edit my scripts when I give a crumb bums her way.
Right. Which I've never read. I need to. You
Way
need to
to
plug
just
it more, I guess.
Passive aggressively jab at me for
No,
something
what?
I didn't say or think.
Oh, well, I thought that's where you were going with it, because that is the dynamic. Uh-huh. You have to edit my little rants and raves coming through Franklin's mouth.
Yeah.
I wasn't trying to jibber jab. I wasn't trying to slap your face on a dancing elf.
What? Oh.
Yeah, jib jab, baby.
Yeah.
Eh?
No.
Are you pleased? Can I tickle you later?
No.
Can I suckle the back of your knee?
No.
Did you know that's an erogenous zone?
Proud podcast partner of the Tokusatsu podcast.
Tokusatsu Network. We haven't done that. I was like, oh, wow, we haven't shouted them out well. So maybe we haven't been real disgusting lately.
No, we have.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, you have.
No, you have too. You were like, oh, guys, I saw my cat have a boner. That was like 15 minutes ago you were talking about that.
Yeah, that's definitely me.
That was really gross, Nicole. I couldn't stand that.
Yeah. Gaslighting me into the things you talk about.
Sweet, innocent James.
Yeah, I'm a sweet child now. I'm a little baby boy.
That's what I wanted to ask Nicole. What do you think about that? The fact that I'm calling James a sweet child during my podcast.
I think that's fine. I'm not going to ask you your age, but I don't know.
I think if you had a child at 16, you could be my dad, maybe. No.
Oh, yeah, I'm 50. We have 20 years between us, exactly.
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, then, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, Caleb's 25. He's closer to your age than I am.
Okay, all right. All right.
Yep.
Yeah, he could
Does
be
that
my
change things now?
Yeah, he could be my father. But I was going to say about
I just came out to you guys as old.
Well, I mean, I was thinking you were like 44.
Okay, yeah, that's good. I take that. Anything like in the grocery store, like when I buy the beer for Heather, they always have to like punch in your, the year you were born, and they don't even ask you. They just look at you and they just punch in a year.
Yeah.
And they usually punch in like sometime in the 80s. They'll punch in like, 1982, 1983. I'm like, hell yeah, dude, because I was born in 72. So I'll take that.
Shaving
Any
off
couple
10.
of years younger, I'll take.
Nicole, how old do you think I am? Just based on looks.
Mentally or
Both, yeah, mentally, physically, and spiritually.
can I bring up how that one time you got really mad at me because I said sometimes I feel like I'm dating a child or something? But then like the other day you were like, and you even tweeted it. You're like, can we not watch Scooby-Doo because it's too scary?
No, because we had just because I wanted something comical, because we had just finished watching stuff about the actual Conjuring, the Warrens and what they were
Ed
up
and
to.
Lorraine's
Life.
You couldn't
origin.
handle a ghost chase.
Yeah, okay. The visuals in Scooby-Doo are unsettling. Like when they zoom up on a ghost, it's scary.
No,
The paintings of the ghosts are frightening.
no.
Just
For
like
children.
I guess you're super easy because, or you're super
Yeah, I'm super
easy.
easy.
You're not as flabbergasted because you're so used to SpongeBob cutting up close and being disgusting.
In Chowder and Flapjack. Yeah.
And the porno you watch.
Orbeez. Yep.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
many
yeah.
Orbeez.
So many close-ups.
But yeah, I was scared, and I should have said like, hey, I want a comedy, not a horror comedy. Like if I said, hey, let's fall asleep to Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
No.
Yeah. Oh, why? It's a comedy.
It's clowns.
Okay, exactly. You scared.
Not exact. It's a horror.
Comedy. What if I said Shaun
It was
of the
intended
Dead?
to be scary. I think its intention was horror, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a comedy. They're putting them in cotton candy, making them into balloons.
I mean, I don't think it's a comedy. I disagree. Like, I don't think that movie is funny. It's just, it's creepy.
I'm like,
all of it is creepy. I didn't laugh once.
But what about when the clown's trying to lure that child to like knock him on the head?
Terrifying.
Oh, I'm busting a gut.
Not a comedy.
I remember watching it and laughing only out of like sheer discomfort.
Yeah.
Like when you do like one of those kind of laughs.
What about when the police chief got puppeted and it's like,
Terrifying.
I'm busting a nut now. All right? And I'm not a child, okay?
So, to answer your question, calling James a sweet child
Of time.
of time is fine.
Okay.
All right. That's great. I didn't know if maybe you thought it was ridiculous or over endearing or.
I mean, it
any
is
such thing.
ridiculous. Well, I think that's why it's good. But
Me too.
in the grand scheme of existence, even, just as long as humans have been alive, I am a child within the time we've been around, but also in just the earth being here, the Big Bang. I'm a grain in the beach of time.
Cool.
Correct. You are. I agree. We're right there with you, too, when it comes to the universe. I mean, I was born a blip of a second right before you, and that's it. There's nothing else between us other than just a blink of a giant's eye.
That's why I say, children out there, you should be able to buy alcohol. You should be able to booze out on a Sunday night. Why a Sunday? They have school the next day, James. Because kids want an excuse to call off. Okay?
I hate on Monday mornings when Charlotte announces that she doesn't want to go to school that day. That's it's not a good thing for parents.
And then you say, why? What's up? And she says, I boozed out last night.
Oh, sure, sweetie. Oh, we all do on Sunday night, apparently.
That's always crazy when a kid comes to school drunk and you're like, you have so much balls right now. of thinking your sweat smells of vodka, and it will for the next 4 hours.
Also, like, why? That's not fun.
Exactly.
You just have to sit there.
I'll admit that me and all my group of friends were the type of people who would show up to school on substances and would smell and be wastoids. And yeah, it wasn't good for anybody, especially us.
Well, that falls into a question I have for this episode. I was going to ask you, Steve, who were the dirty kids in your neighborhood growing up? And it sounds like you might have been the dirty kids.
No, but yeah, I don't want to call him out because I'm still friends with him. But yeah, there was definitely a dude up the street who was averse to baths.
Maybe their house had like a wheel in the front yard. Yeah, see, the dirty kids. Maybe they lived in a trailer and the group of friends that hung out there all got scabies one week.
We didn't go that deep.
Okay.
We were a little bit more cultured, I suppose.
All right.
Scabies weren't an issue.
You didn't go as deep as scabies and burrowing into someone's skin.
No, poison ivy, I think, was like about as rough as it got.
I think poison ivy is actually like, when I think of it, it's bad, don't touch it, but it seems clean to me.
Clean?
Yeah, because no one touches it. It's not like greasy or anything.
Oh, you're right about that.
Sure.
I see a lot of it at work, and it changes colors during the fall time. So it's beautiful. It's like orange, yellow, red. I mean, it's beautiful. And you're exactly right. I mean, they're always nice, clean leaves, not touched, waxy, that waxy appearance. Yeah. Nice, clean poison ivy until you get it on it. And then it gets real messy.
No one's using it as toilet paper out in the woods when they're camping.
I mean, I've heard stories, but nobody I know.
No one's using it as a nut rag. That'd
Oi!
suck. Yeah.
Oh, that was the plot to the movie. I think Dazed and Confused. Yeah, there was a mention of like they were like one of the it girls, one of the cheerleaders, and her boy. This was set back in the 70s, and like a couple was making out, and both of them got poison ivy on their genitals, and they had to go to the school nurse for it. It was just like a C or D plot. It wasn't even anything, but it was there.
All right. I thought you were going to say like, yeah, and someone just was like, oh, I'm going to blow, and then just picked up a leaf to blow into.
Yeah.
Nature boy.
Yeah, I'm a nature boy, Nicole. Whoo! See, I'm the nature boy, Ric Flair. Whoo!
Me and Nicole are just shaking our heads for the listeners.
Sean hates it when I do that because he's like, that is the most terrible nature boy I've ever heard. Whoo! Whoo!
Not only is it bad, but it also reminds me of a guy I worked with at Applebee's who would walk around and do that, for an entire shift for, 8 months.
Hell yeah. He loved Ric Flair. He was a 19-time world heavyweight or something.
I mean, I don't know. What's not to love? Let's ask Sean about that one. I don't know.
Hey, Sean does never want to speak to you.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
Wow,
He's
rude.
super pissed because I prepare for podcasts.
Yeah.
Rude.
It's his own insecurities that he's mad at.
Look, we've been recording for 35 minutes here, actually 36, and I'm holding this pad of notes.
Yeah,
I haven't even read one word of yet.
Let's get into Super Sentai today. We watched episode 12 of Fiveman entitled Arthur's Super Transformation. Let's get into it. We don't got to ask you questions unless initial thoughts. What'd you think?
I was so happy that y'all asked me back to your podcast. Watching that theme song again was like visiting an old friend. I was just happy to hear the Fiveman song in its entirety yet again. I don't know. It kind of made me hyped to like be like a little kid again. I mean, I love that like goofy jumping around fight style.
Hell yeah. I think this one is a goofy, what the fuck type episode, but that's what Fiveman gives us. It gives us serious, it gives us cool, and it gives us dumb.
Yeah.
And somehow it works as a series.
It keeps it interesting.
Yeah, it keeps us on our toesies, like a ballerina.
Hut, hut.
I did that on Shuffling the Deck, and Sean hated it.
Because he hates fun.
He does. Him and Nick Foster should start a podcast together.
No, they should not.
They hate fun.
Yeah, no one would listen to that.
I think we are fun. No one listens to us.
Oh, so you're saying maybe the opposite would work.
Yeah, I think if they started a mostly speaking Sentai-esque show, but it's only speaking Sentai, they would get listeners out. The Toku community would be like, they're the best I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Agreed. So all you got to do is just I guess just take it down a few notches. I mean, are you capable of such?
No, now we're going after, the cool crowd. We're going after people who would be our guests opposed to people already aware of.
Instead of taking out the fun, maybe take out the cum.
No.
James.
If you take hold on.
You can do it. You can do it.
What's a word that has C-U-M in it? That's where that's
Talcum.
Telcum, okay. If you take the cum out of Telcum, you just have tail, okay? But tail makes me want to cum, girl. I'm putting the cum back. I'm putting the cum back into tail or Telcum because that ass is gonna need it when we're done. Because talcum powder is for rashes and stuff.
Correct.
Cole, name your tissue towel because I'm gonna fill it with cum.
All right, okay, I like that. What's a word with cum in it, Steve? You have to join the festivities.
Okay, yeah, that's only fair.
There isn't any communications without a little bit of cum, and that's what we're doing to the fans.
I got it. Community.
Yeah, there we go. The Toku community needs a little more cum in it, okay? That's our new tagline.
No.
Yes,
I like it.
We did it, guys. All you Toku dweebs are gonna be coming over to us, because we're putting the cum back into the community.
I said to do the opposite of that.
Nope. This works now.
The opposite.
Oh, you want to know what? The Toku community wouldn't be anything without us because we're taking the cum out. And then guess what? We're going to spray it back onto you.
Oh, I hate it.
In a big old hose.
Hey, what's up? The monster that we see is electric eel.
Eels. Going up inside your eels.
Finding an entrance where they can. Eels.
You ever seen Mighty Boosh?
Nope.
Dude, it's on Hulu. Watch the Mighty Boosh. It's there's 18 episodes. It's so good.
It's one of the best shows ever.
See, even Nicole vouches for it.
Okay. I mean, I believe it might be, but I doubt I'll ever watch it.
Dude, you know Old Greg? I'm Old Greg. Oh, well, yeah,
No.
you are 10 years older than I, so
20.
10.
Oh, yeah, 10 years older than you. That's right.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, and also not just an eel, it's a holographic eel.
It's a holographic, so you know it's worth more money.
Yeah, you know a child's going to be killed on the playground over one of them.
Yes.
His profile looked cool as hell. It looked like he had kind of dreadlocks when you looked at him from the side. I dug that, but from the front, completely different.
Yeah.
Yeah, the monster design was super cool.
Kawaii, baby. They're called the sibling warriors, but my siblings were whores and sores.
Okay.
You know?
That's not nice.
Well, I
That's
mean,
not nice.
my brother would have been more of a sore. Like, oh my God, I was a whore and a sore. And I think my sister was just a whore.
Okay.
That's what people called us.
Jeez.
The sibling whore and sores.
No.
Because we were slutty as hell. Don't know why. Oh, I think I might know why. Maybe all of us were.
Tried to put.
You got it.
No.
No, it's always real good. when you finally get it.
No. No, I give up.
Eels. So they're fighting this eel right in the beginning. It starts out with the giant monster battle, which is awesome because then we know it's not going to be a giant monster battle at the end. So, a dog barking over there.
That's Hopper.
Yeah. Oh my God, Hopper ate that peanut butter bone.
You know it, buddy.
No context given.
I like the fight here because first off, everybody falls with style, Buzz Lightyear style, because they can't just fall. They gotta, flail about as they fall. But they had the melody attack, the cutie circle, which is adorable. I don't know if that'd be a good sticker 1 month, maybe the cutie circle, and then the twin attack. I like these, these coordinated attacks they had against them.
When he electrocutes them too hard and then they fall out. And when they're like, oh, we're not strong enough, and then he starts zapping them more, then Arthur G6 says, I'm your robot dad, I'm like Geralt, and then gets in front of them. You are my child surprises. And he's like, I know what to do. And then just sprays them with like a robot mistiness coming from his pelvis. And I liked it.
I thought it was like a fire extinguisher attack. Yeah.
It was like a steamy piss. Misty as well. What if I peed mist?
What if?
That'd be pretty cool.
That was like a long time. It took a very long time because, it's like 16 ounces of liquid into mist. It would take you like 15 minutes to pee.
Okay, here's what. I mean, if it's super cold out, if you pee outside when it's cold, you do get, some mist coming off from it. But what if?
Steam.
You mean steam?
Yes, a mist. It's misty. This is what we do. You get a curse on you, and every single morning you have to roll like I guess 4-sided die, and depending on what it is, 1, you pee ice. Your piss is ice. You roll a 2, it's liquid. You roll a 3, it's mist. And then you roll a 4, it's just gas. It just is, you're surrounded by vaporous pee.
Cool. So everyone explodes.
Yeah.
Then we cut to a child running in a dangerous surrounding as usual.
Yes.
He's in a junkyard. That's an okay place for a kid to be. Maybe he's on Junkyard Wars.
No.
I thought he was more like Watto. To me, this little hut in there.
Okay.
Building his robots.
But
Yeah, I get that reference for sure.
It's Star Worms, baby.
I know.
He's like a cross between like Mac and Me and Anakin Skywalker is what I think we're getting into here.
Okay. And, a dork with glasses. You got to put that there, too. Oh, the kid from My Girl. There we go.
I thought you were talking about me at first.
No.
A dork with glasses.
Speaking of which, I think do glasses deaden someone's eyes?
No.
Because this kid had dead eyes. I have dead eyes.
Yeah, you're right. He did. I kind of noticed that too. He didn't have a lot of expression to him like the other kid in the last one I saw.
He's got an aggressive stage mother. That's why he just doesn't want to be there. But this show is just fueling insults for children watching because they're calling him trash kid, junk taro. It's just it's happened in other ones where kids are calling each other shitty names.
Yeah. I mean, there's clearly a bully.
Trash kid.
Trash kid. But like, I also got the sense that like the bully like secretly wanted to like hang out with him, but was like too scared. Like didn't want to get.
I got that vibe too.
Yeah.
Because Taro, after fixing Arthur G6, because Arthur G6 flung into this and was sparking in this faraway junkyard. Kid knows robots and wiring, so he fixed him up to be his little brother. And this kid, they're throwing a big old nice airplane around, and new bully kids like, hey, you finally got something nice, give it to me. And then one of the funniest exchanges ever to happen on Sentai happens because Arthur comes up to him as the little brother, has this amazingly adorable giggle, and
And hat.
And a hat, like
And
a big old
red hat.
Yes. It had Make America Great Again on it.
Yes.
And the kid's like, oh, screw you. And the punches a robot. And he's like, ow. And he's like, why can't we all be nice? Also says 1,000 yen too early for violence.
I caught that too. What does that even mean?
I don't know. It might be his wires are crossed.
It could just be like a saying.
Yeah.
He was also mispronouncing words like as slight rhyme words, which I'm guessing because he says, let's pee-pee friends, and then just with robotic hydraulics in his hands, grabs the bully, a child, and there's a crunch noise when he grabs his genitals.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that robot was dangerous, but at one point, like, somebody's red hat fell off, and I was like, stay off.
Yeah.
Please.
It sucks. You can't wear a red hat anymore.
I guess this was, this was back then, and this was made back in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
The aughts. Yeah, so it was okay back then. It's since become demonized, but we'll accept it for what it is.
It was like a San Francisco Chiefs, San Francisco Braves. What? It was a baseball hat for a San Francisco team that I don't know the name of.
Jiru, whatever his name was, looked super dope though. His little glasses, his little hat, and he had his little vernacular going. He was a little, I don't know. I wasn't 100% thrilled with the antics of Jiru.
I liked it. He was grabbing testes and saying, be nice to my brother. My siblings never did
Yeah,
that.
you fucked those bullies up, dude.
My siblings were just grabbing genitals. Because remember?
But for fun.
Yes, we're whores.
Yeah.
That's how we do, baby. At this point, Arthur like goes crazy and like jets up into the air, and he's like, "This is impossible, bananas," and it's just going nuts, crazy.
Guitar jam. Don't forget that guitar jam was happening during that.
Guitar jam.
Yeah. Like while he was flying around, it was like a sweet guitar licks were happening.
I thought you meant like on screen, like, oh, don't forget, Arthur was jamming out on the guitar as well.
Didn't you see that?
No.
Okay, what's the guy with that's? I guess he's blue and he has white hair, or maybe the other way around. Excuse me?
Billion.
Yeah. How could I forget that name? It seems to me like he just kind of like wanders off, hangs around behind a tree or something, and then pops back around like whenever they have like a gap in the conversation. It's
Billion's like, oh, I will kill them. They're at their weakest right now, but first I got to take care of that robot. Then Arthur starts flailing about after Billion.
I have note.
Yeah.
Where Billion's in the lair and he takes a drink of something. After he says, I'll make that robot pay. And then he just like does a spit take onto his sword. And I was like, what the fuck?
I think that's a cultural thing.
I was very confused during that.
Like in sword fighting, I think that's to like maybe a variation of christening the sword to get it ready for battle.
Yeah. We'll talk on Thursday about what people can do with their swords during battles.
On Sweet Child of Time.
That is correct. We can't go into it yet.
But Billion snatches the airplane out of the sky. That was cool. Arthur starts going crazy. And at this moment, he's like, I don't have time to fucking deal with you. Pieces out with the eel. Then the Fiveman are like, oh my God, that's where Arthur's been. And then we can kind of just skip to the end plot. What's up, Nicole?
James, why do you have to be right all the time?
What?
This was actually a thing some samurai would do before duels as a sword blessing.
Yeah, dudes.
It confused me, but I mean, I guess it makes total sense. I'm going to start doing that myself.
Symbolically removes blood from a sword blade.
Yeah, there you go. See? Oh, James, all he does is talk about cum. He must be dumb. No, I'm intelligent, you stupid shits. That's not to you two. That's to the listeners.
Okay, sure.
It's no, I
It'd
know
be better
you
if
know.
it was to us.
No, it wouldn't. I'm going after the fans, not my
Oh,
friends. Yeah, it takes two to Toku. I'm coming after you.
Wow, we're watching this happen. This reminds me of when Arthur, at some point, he says, "Stop, everybody. I'll show you Arthur power." And then everybody, including Billion, just stopped what they were doing, turned around, and like watched Arthur as he transformed himself. I don't know. I adored that everybody just kind of took a moment, like put the light on him. Like everybody watched Arthur do his thing. Oh, good job, buddy.
He's a sweetie.
We're like, we put a lot of production into this scene. We need everyone to just stop fighting.
Well, talking the child, the junk trash kid, he's explaining why he made Arthur a little brother, and he said, "I'm an only child." And I thought he originally said always have been, which is good. Like to be like if you're an only child and it's like I've always has been is better than the alternative.
So
meaning-
dark.
I didn't even think about that.
Meaning a sibling had died, except I had a period of time when I felt like an only child because sister was doing
'Cause
her
you're the
own thing
youngest.
and my brother was in rehab and I was like, yeah, guys, I'm the only one beer.
I was the same way too, because my sister was just 4.5 years older than me. But yeah, I mean, she moved out when she was like 17, almost 18. So that means from 13, 14 on, it was just me, and I was an only child as well.
Hell yeah.
And that's kind of Charlotte feels the same way, and Kayla, because they're 10 years apart from each other. So both of them kind of grew up kind of more or less without a sibling about their age, about them, you know.
They grew up more or less moralless.
No?
That's from a rap song. Shout out to Elbow.
I put, he's chappy.
He is.
Yes.
Man, that movie is sad at the end.
So sad.
It's depressing.
And my last note is, he's a gun, baby.
Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
okay, so he turns into a bazooka, like he transforms into one, and they said, wow, Dad must have developed this for us. They were all children. Dad developed a war machine for his children to play with.
Yeah, it's practical.
It's insane. And also, at this time,
You know how much danger they were already facing on that planet from the first episode?
yeah, but I don't think they knew that someone was going around and destroying the planets. They just knew something was happening.
Yeah, but they were like, yeah, exactly. That's why they only built just like a small gun,
That's a huge gun.
a huge gun.
But what it should have been is like, oh, they designed this for us. It should have been like, it's still Arthur, but his chest opens up and it's a big old gun and Arthur just shoots it. So like, he's like, hey kids, you can stand back. I will defend you. And also
you need a bigger trigger. You need a bigger trigger to eject a bigger bullet. So he needs to be that size.
all right. But if it was developed, why didn't they use Arthur's gun when Zone showed up on the first episode?
they didn't know.
Well, Arthur should have programmed
Maybe they
into
learned
it.
that from this little kid that rebuilt Arthur. Maybe he's like some kind of little kid genius.
Yes.
Or he unlocked something in his brain, his memory chips.
Yes, he said, oh, blueprints. I didn't know I had those.
Okay.
Blueprints to the Death Star.
Damn, I wish I had those. I have
do
once
too.
gathered the blueprints of the Death Star.
Okay.
The second Death Star.
Okay.
Because it on Dark Forces, that's the plot line of that. But during this, the Fivemen change in front of this child. And he's like, they're the Fivemen, and they are the most, like, the least discreet with their identity. Because they are 5 teachers who are famous around Japan.
Yep.
And they keep the subject that they teach on their helmet. So it's like, I know those, there's 5 of them. They seem like they know each other. And on top of that, does no one know where they live? Like they live in a futuristic base.
Isn't their name like in the like the student teacher like handbook that everybody gets every year at school to contact your teachers?
Yes.
But maybe in this instance, they were like, "Oh, he's a child. No one will believe him."
I don't know.
He is a goofy kid. I wouldn't believe him.
I would. He reminds me of me.
Oh.
Also, no, when they were like punching in the numbers
Yeah.
on him, like, oh, Rom 63, this, that. And then Nicole is like, it's just going to spell boobies. But I wonder, are there any like memeable letters? You know, you have numbers like 69, 420, those. The only things I could think of is like triple F is technically 666 and XXX is, but there's not a single letter.
One single, I mean, there's X, there's LOL, there's JK.
No, but I mean like just a letter that you're like, oh, I guess like take the L.
There
F's
isn't
in the chat.
there isn't a single number that you do that to.
Well, I mean, 69 is a single number.
2-digit single number, so a 2-letter word.
As you're saying, it's 2 numbers.
Mm-hmm. No, it's like 69. Like when you count up to, I guess it's 69 numbers.
No.
I don't know. This is a thought experiment. Help me help you.
We're helping you. I would say the S because everybody drew that Stussy S with the funny points.
There we go.
So I think that's a good one.
Hell yeah.
Stussy sounds like it should be slang for weed.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do some Stussy.
Yeah. Or like, hey, I'm going to smoke a Stussy.
Yeah,
I'm going to knit some sweaters.
sure.
Pull tubes.
Why not?
Hey, I've got one more note from our show.
All right.
The ending music, of course, y'all have heard it like 12 times, but I haven't. I love it. I love the opening song, but I love the ending song even more. And I've noticed that like there's a few TV shows that have that trend. The 3 that I thought of, besides Fiveman, would be the Powerpuff Girls, My Little Pony, and Star Princess. All 3 of those have like a really strong intro song, but like their outro song is way better. And I think Fiveman follows the same pattern.
Yeah. Powerpuff, beam, bumping at my name.
She's
Blossom.
a princess, raging battle till the break
Oh,
of
yeah, that.
dawn.
The Star versus the Forces of Evil. That has.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah, the Powerpuff Girls opening theme song is great, but the one by Shonen Knife, like when it's here they come fighting to save the world. That one I think is just so much more hype. I think this Fiveman exit song is more hype because it's all about rainbows in the universe and shit.
I think the intro on this is more hype.
Okay, I mean they both got me hype.
Disagree to disagree.
Agree to agree.
Okay,
Hype
all right.
emojis in the chat.
All right. There we go. I do have one more, and I think, especially with this episode, it's been since Kaku in Die Ranger. We hated Kaku, and then I'm like, Dapu's awesome. He's not like, he's fun to be around, and he doesn't always tell them exactly everything they need to know, but yeah, Tak was just unreliable because he didn't have all the information, but Arthur, I think, is the best mentor we've seen so far. Unless we include Laurent from Los Luchadores. We don't, though.
What would Bible Man be? The lady computer?
Yeah, I think lady... Oh, no, Jesus.
Jesus!
Duh. Okay, never mind, guys. If we're
It's right there.
if we're including Bible Man, Jesus is the best mentor we have so far. But without Bible Man, it's Arthur.
Sure.
Because he has information. He's able to help them. He takes care of the home. I love him. 2
I
thumbs
think we
up.
should hook him up with Rosie from the Jetsons. I think that'd be a good pair.
No, she gets around.
What?
Yeah, cool.
George Jetson's always humping on her. In elementary school, students are like, quit humping your robo.
Yeah.
That's a callback to an elementary. Quit humping the leg of your table.
Yeah, I got it.
Our table. It's humping.
A master callback.
Ooh, Steven, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm really glad you asked.
Hell yeah, dude. Do you have anything to plug?
I do. I started my own podcast inspired by you, except for the subject matter is not inspired by you. I did a Wheel of Time podcast where I take a sweet child who has never seen or even heard of Wheel of Time and probably would never, ever read the books. And we're using this Amazon show to get them into Wheel of Time. I am into Wheel of Time. I've read the books 3 times. And I'm still reading them now. I'm always reading a Wheel of Time chapter at some point or another. So, yeah, this podcast is called Sweet Child of Time. James McCollum is the sweet child, and Steve Barnes is the host of the show.
Is the time. Because then I am your child.
You are my child. I could have easily had a child at 10.
Yeah.
I wanted to plug my band as well. I guess I'll plug my main site, which is intro.void. And that's pretty much where I keep everything like positive and creative. So I have other bands and other things that I do, like the podcast, but it's all under the Introvoid, intro.void banner, which Introvoid sent a package to Marshland Media. Has Marshland Media received it?
Wait, where did you send the package to?
Whatever your podcasts have at the end, it says send fan mail to P.O. Box, blah, 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 blah.
All right, I will check that. Hey guys, if you send to that P.O. Box, let me know right away, because sometimes if it's too big for, or even if it's not too big for the actual P.O. Box, they just leave it behind their counter and I'm never notified.
Cool. Go pick it up then, because it is too big to fit into a mail slot.
All right, I'll find that. Nicole, what you got to plug?
Okay. Hi, it's me. Follow me on social media at Darling Homebody. Visit darlinghomebody.com for creepy cute stuff that I make, and patreon.com/darlinghomebody for monthly sticker or magnet. Sign up before March 1st to get the Tired Bear, which I called Barely Awake because it's puns.
It's real cute.
My guitar and my work computer and my personal computer are covered in Darling Homebody stickers.
Yes! Hell yeah. Hey guys, go to mlmpod.com. That's where I keep everything negative. I'm kidding.
Hello.
It's wherever, if you want to listen to my other podcasts, you'll find links for all of that, like Shuffling the Deck with Sean Marciniak and I. Please check that one out. It's fun. Ooh, baby, we are creating the definitive introductory ICP playlist, and it's a podcast. Plus, Steve has been on an episode. It was good. Then go over to patreon.com/MLMpod for exclusive shit. It's going to be fun, and it's been announced in March. Normally, our schedule is this existed on the first Friday, then Toku Reading Corner talking about Beyblade, Engage with Nicolas Cage. But in March, every single Friday is Corey and I doing 3 Ninjas, all 4 movies in March. It's going to be great. $5, that's all you need a month to get on it. Please. It means the world when you become a patron to us. And if you're a $10 patron, not only do you get exclusive watch-alongs and streams, including 4 watch-alongs in March of every single 3 Ninjas movies on top of the This Existed episodes, you also get shout-outs on every single free feed podcast. So let's begin. First up, we have Steve F. He's cool. Eric Berry of Ranger Command Power Hour. He's going to have a sweet child soon. Alex Z. The Waz. Orion, he's a rapper, D-F-O. Kayla, aka Two Grapes. Tyler Wright, he's our friend and is also a father. Elliot W. at Garlic Sunshine on Instagram for their amazing artwork. Jordan B. the Chaos Witch. And finally, Steve Barnes, our host. You've already heard his plugs.
Don't forget I'm a father too.
All right, okay, all right, of me, of time. And also, if you're listening to this on the day it's released, the finale of Talking About Beyblade will be streamed on Mostly Speaking Sentai's Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook channels. So check that out. It is Saturday at 5 p.m. Central Time. It is going to be nuts. So please join the chat to make it even nuttier. I've been James.
I'm Nicole.
I'm Steve.
And we've been Mostly Speaking Sentai. Bye-bye.
Let's pee-pee friends.
BP friends.
This has been a Marshland Media production, produced by James McCollum. For more content, please visit mlmpod.com. To support our network and have access to exclusive podcasts, head over to patreon.com/MLMpod and sign up today. Wow, Nicole.
You're welcome. You got to keep all three of those.
She's a goofy Gary today, baby. All right.
Keep all three of them and interlap them.
No, I'm going to do nothing you guys told me to do.
Just layer all three of them so they all play at the same time.
All right, fine. Bad
That's what I meant.
audio.
That's exactly what I meant.
Oh, Steve,
Yeah.
are you going to be on that microphone this entire time? You're.
I don't know. Yeah, why?
Okay. Also, maybe you could take a just little bit, like an inch step back from that mic.
Okay. Like
Yeah.
an inch step like this?
Yeah. That's much better sound.
Okay.
You know,
All right,
you
great.
don't want to be one of those rappers on stage cupping that mic, getting garbled noise. No.
Don't tell me what I do and don't want to be.
Oh, okay. All right.
Hell yeah.
Good advice. Thank you.
Almost got the catchphrase.
Okay, well, I have a note about something that just happened, but let me get into it. Oh, yeah.